sky. Hold on to your breath, hold on to your heart, hold on to your home. March up to the gate and bid it open.
Okay, welcome back everybody. We're on to number 3 of the Nicole Bellissimo painting, and I'll just repeat about Nicole a little bit. Nicole is the 3-time U.S. champion in equestrian jumping, and we're going to do a portrait of her with her horse. And anyway, in the video number 1 you saw me do the background. In video number 2 you saw me block in the painting. All of the entire image I blocked in all at once from a large sketch I did. And now you're actually seeing, and in number 1 I also did a lot of the horse. The horse is I 2/3 of the way done, I believe, and you're going to probably see the painting by the end of this. Yeah, maybe 60% done. So actually, I'm going to talk a bit about light and a bit more on this one, because I'm going from a photograph that has a green, a lot of green and a lot of bright green in it. And the mistake we can make here is if that ambient light from the green and there's some bright colors in there, if all of that ambient light is cast on a white horse, it would change the horse and not suit my background. So the trick with this one was to allow some of the background color to show through. And even in the situation where I'm doing this helmet, I'm always maybe a little bit lighter on my paint than normal. You know, a lot of artists like to put a lot of paint, and they do it for texture and everything else. I actually use the value and the intensity of the paint to allow a continuity through the entire painting. And it's a tricky thing to do. I don't even know if I'm right or wrong doing it. I don't know the technique. I've never actually learned it from anybody. I've just found that I've been able to establish that for myself. And if you notice, even here, when we talk about continuity, I'm going back and forth on highlights now. And these highlights may or may not be 100% finished, but they, as I go along, you can see there's an obvious tendency for the art piece to look more and more real, and that's just the way I work. I don't just sit in there. If I feel if I was working on one part of that painting, and I did really well on that one part of the painting, I might even get tired by the end of the painting and have other pieces that don't look as well done. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. Because if I got lazy on any part of this painting, instead of doing the whole entire painting at once like this, you would see almost like components. And this is not what you want to have happen in a realist piece. What you want to have happen is a real beautiful continuity of color. And again, I'm using that term a lot today, but it is very important. So you still, there's simple little things that are here. I blocked in all of these pieces, and as I'm doing it, I'm actually refining the actual shape of things too. Although they might have been fairly accurate. I'm looking at it. If something looks a little funny, then I'll touch it up at that point. Yeah, that blue there you just saw on her glove, which is kind of unique. I like that because it's the only piece of color other than these other neutral colors that shows up in the painting. It's one piece of blue, and that's it. I guess I could have done another color, but I thought that was kind of fun. So anyway, here we go with the highlights again, and now you're starting to see how that's not going to be quite so bold where I just did it. How I'm bringing all of the white highlights together at one time. I'll paint a bit on her leg, and then I might pop back over on to the neck, and I'll work on the neck for a bit. And I don't know. I mean, it kind of drives me insane or crazy when I do work like this. But I take a lot longer than most people would. I know it looks fast, but I'm a slow artist. I'm not a fast artist. Like a lot of artists would paint a painting like this in maybe 2 days and call it done. I can't do that. It's just not going to happen. So now the highlights are actually moving over to the face. This horse has got one of the most beautiful faces. Her snout is so the lines are just so graceful on this horse. And when I did the highlight there, I noticed on further into this that above that second line, down the center of the face, it's coming down the center of the face, doesn't really go down as far as the halter, the top strap on the halter. And you'll see me catch up on that after. Again, I'm always back and forth on everything. I maybe have a memory problem or whatever. I don't really think so, but I do like to take care of things when I see them happen. So in here, if I see something is not going right, I find that if I keep on going at it and get every piece exactly the way I feel, there's that highlight over that halter. So yeah, or the bridle, I'm sorry. If I keep on going at this and I slowly get every part of this painting looking the way I want it to look, then it's complete. I hope I make sense to people. But, you know, again, art teachers might cringe at this, but then again, I've had only a couple art teachers in my life, and I kind of cringed at what they were trying to teach me at times too. I apologize for that, but that's the way life is. Anyway, so we're getting along here, and what I'm going to do is, as I go through here, you'll see around her boot area and stuff like that, I'm going to try and get this all part of this done today, so you can, oh, there goes that highlight. Notice how I keep on going back over those highlights, and look at all of a sudden, just, it's like, wow, that horse's head just kind of popped off the canvas now. And if you saw this one real, I've had 3 people on Saturday in my studio, and if you come by my studio, I'm happy to show you my stuff that's in progress. I had people just stop dead in their tracks to look at this painting, not only because it has some nice coloration and everything, and it's got some good detail, but it's a large painting, and it looks very, very bold when you see it in the room. So here we go. We're working on the saddle and the rest of the leather. Here's her boot right now. She's got probably a very fancy, expensive boot here. But so anyway, next time around we're going to be, I think we're probably in the next painting, we should be able to get finished all of the horse and the rider, and then if there is another video after that, then we will be finishing the earth around it and the posts. See you later, guys. Take care.
Easy, Skippy.